Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of HyperSquiZ playing FTB Unleashed. Now, as we did in the last episode, I've got my boiler set up and the turbines all down. Off shot, or out off camera, I added an aqueous accumulator here because we need to put water in these boilers, and I've managed to get all the turbine rotors built for all of the machines here. And I've also built all the other bits I need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug all this in, and while I'm plugging it in, I'll talk you through how to build all the different bits. The first thing you're going to need is 13 electronic circuits. These are made using copper cable, 4 ingots and redstone. So you need to start out by placing copper in a line across the centre of your crafting table with rubber across the top and bottom. This will give you 6 cables, which is enough to make 2 electronic circuits using the 4 ingot recipe. You then want to lay out your copper cables across the top and bottom of your crafting window with a redstone in the centre and 2 4 ingots on the left and right. Next thing you need to do is make an advanced circuit. This is made by taking one of the previously made circuits, putting it in the middle of your crafting table, then adding redstone to all 4 corners of the crafting window, and lapis on either the top and bottom or left and right, either way works, and glowstone in the opposite 2 positions. This will give you your advanced circuit. The next important part you're going to need is energy crystals, and you're going to need 10 of these energy crystals in total. So you place a ruby in the middle and then surround it by redstone. 6 of these energy crystals are going to need to be turned into lapitron crystals. To do this, you place an energy crystal in the centre of your crafting table and an electronic circuit top and bottom, and then you run lapis down the left and right hand sides. After that, you're going to want to make an MFE, which is one step down from the MFSU. You need to make 2 times insulated gold cables, and that's not 2 times as in 2, that is double insulated gold cable. So you start off by crafting gold cable, which is a line of gold, and to turn those into 2 times insulated gold cables, you place them on a crafting table and put 2 rubber above them, and that will give you a 2 times insulated cable. Once you've got 4 of them, you also need to make a machine block, which is a standard part for IC2 machinery. This is made using 8 refined iron in a loop or in a donut shape around your crafting table, and remember, the refined iron is just a cooked piece of iron. Once you've done that, you place the machine block in the centre, you put your 2 times insulated gold cables in all 4 corners, and you add an energy crystal in the remaining spaces. The next thing that's needed is the advanced machine block. This is fairly complicated and requires extra machinery, which I haven't shown you yet, but I will show you after I've put all this together and got my power system running. I'll go back to my house and I'll show you the machines. But essentially it needs a machine block, which we made earlier, 2 advanced alloys and 2 carbon plates. The simplest recipe, or the best recipe in my opinion, requires 3 refined iron, 3 4 ingots and 3 tin. You line the refined iron across the top, the 4 ingots across the middle and the tin ingots across the bottom. This returns 4 mixed metal ingots. Then you have to turn these into advanced alloy by compressing them in a compressor, which is the machine, one of the machines I haven't shown you yet. That gives you your advanced alloys. That's the first part. Then you need carbon plates. Now these are quite easy to make, but again you need the compressor. For each carbon plate you need 8 coal. You put the 8 coal into a macerator or a pulverizer, anything to crush it into dusts. You place the dust in a 4 on your crafting table, which gives you a raw carbon fibre. Once you've got the raw carbon fibre, you then need 2 of those next to each other to make a raw carbon mesh, and then you put the raw carbon mesh into the compressor, and this gives you your carbon plate. Next, you can assemble your advanced machine block by placing the normal machine block in the centre, and then the advanced alloys top, bottom or left and right, and the carbon plates top, bottom or left and right, whichever way round you feel. And then, once all of those parts are made, you can finally make an MFSU. And to make that, it's just a case of placing the MFE in the centre, which you built earlier, the lapitron crystals down the left and right, an advanced circuit at the top, and the advanced machine block at the bottom. and that will give you your fully complete MFSU. And there we go, we've got all the pipes in and all the cables down to the MFSU now. So that is pretty much ready to go. So the next thing I've got to do is set the fuel running, because once we've got fuel going, we'll actually start producing power. Or we will eventually. We've got to wait for the boilers to get to temperature. So let's flick these. See the boiler has lit up as the fuel goes in. I'll set the other one going as well. These will take a little while to get up to temperature, but while that's doing that, I'll run you through a few things. And you can see here on this pipe, to connect these railcraft tanks, you have to use a wrench to change that to an output, and you have to have the lever to enable it as well, and that allows it to flow out. It's the same coming out of the boilers, which are also railcraft. You have to do an output and give it a signal so that it will pump out. So that's ready to go and we'll start pumping steam. And then the turbine doesn't need anything; it'll run when it receives steam and send EU directly to here. So right, that's pretty much how it works. It's going to take a while to heat up. You can see the temperature is 26 degrees at the moment, a little bit above room temperature. That will keep burning and slowly making its way up, and eventually it will be there. Almost there. 99, 100. Right, now that we're up to 100 degrees, boiling point of water, makes sense, we should, there we go, start producing steam. And that's going straight into these turbines, which, because I've connected up 4 connections, should get near enough 100%. There we go, 100% power output on each one. And then that's going straight down into the MFSU, which is perfect. The reason I've had to put 4 connections on these is there's a limit on the amount of steam that can, or fluid or anything that can go through each connection. I forget what the actual limit is. I think it's 100 or something like that. So 400 units of steam, or whatever it is, to get a full 100% out of your turbine, you need 4 connections at each end. The pipe itself can carry as much as you want, but it's just limited by the connections. So you have to take that into account when doing boilers or any kind of fluid transport with liquid ducts. So there we go, that's going into the turbines and we're getting power. And you can see the turbine rotor now has a durability bar. That will go down really slowly, but it'll take a while. And I think once this is full and the turbines have nowhere to send the power anymore, they should stop outputting power and they will turn off, so their turbine rotors won't damage anymore while they're not doing anything. So it's ideal, really. And I'll just, like I was saying in the previous episode, I'll just make a load of these and keep them in a chest nearby so I can just plonk them in. Right, as we can see here, we've almost used 100,000 biofuel already just to power these 2 boilers up to a temperature where they can actually produce steam. So what I'm going to have to do very soon, or right away in fact, is get power out to my farm and get these melons rolling again, because I'm going to need them. And an Enderman's been out there by the looks of it. No, oh no, that's just where the water is. This glass has a weird bug where water goes invisible, so there's no water in the world, and it's a bit strange. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to need to run power out into that farm. So if I see, I'm going to have to find the best route for doing this. I've already got a pipe that goes underneath this place, so I need to get the power under here. I don't need this under here anymore. I don't need any of these. I can run new cables to replace all this. I can use EU. That's the advantage to, well, I say I can do. I can't do that with this machine. This machine's going to need MJ, so I'm going to have to figure something out for that. That's fine. I'll get to that in a moment. Okay. In fact, what I could do, I'll grab a force engine and I'll just power that directly with a force engine running off of this excess fuel. Right, so what I need to do is probably build another one of these, because I'm running out of biofuel quite rapidly. Yeah. Okay, so I'll probably get another one of these down. I could do that later. So let's get power for the harvester. That's the important bit. So I can run power down here. I'm only going to run this off of low voltage. Problem I've got is the power that's up in the factory is high voltage. So I've got to downgrade that, which I can do with these. I've got a low voltage transformer which can turn medium to low, and then I need a medium to turn there to turn high to medium. Because if you ran, I think you can run high voltage directly into these things, and it's fine, but it'll be a waste of power. Make them run at super duper speeds that wouldn't be necessary. Can I still get under that? Yes, good. Right, I'm going to need more glass fibre cable. Again, I don't need to use glass fibre cable for this all the way, but it's got the least drop off on power. Right, okay, I'll get some more glass fibre cable and I'll dig a tunnel here and work out where I need to come up. But first and first, I do need to go get some glass fibre cable. And there we go, the harvester's back up and running. So all I need to do is get the planter cabled up as well, which is easy enough. Just do that. I'll get the planter going, and then I need to get a power source for this cyclic assembler, which I need to figure out. So I'll figure it out and then I'll come back. Here we go. Okay, what I've done, just put a little junction in there. I'm just siphoning off a little bit of the fuel into here. Once that's filled up, it won't require a whole lot. But then what I can do is I can just do that, flick that on. That'll produce 2 MJ a tick, which should be enough just to keep this topped up. I'll have to keep a close eye on it though, for a while, just to make sure it is topped up. But that should be fine. That should be plenty of fuel in there. Should run it nicely, and that'll just keep going. There we go. Yep, that's good. That's an easy. Just a quick look. The MFSU's full, and as you can see, the turbines have shut down, so no more damage will be done to the rotors. See, this system is fairly good in that way. It doesn't keep running. The only bit that does keep running, obviously, is the boilers. Even if the steam's just going into there and not doing anything, this is still boiling away and still going to be burning through fuel. So hopefully, once my fuel situation is a bit better, well, that's not too bad. What you find is once this gets up to full temperature, the amount of fuel used to keep it at full temperature is a lot less than the heat up temperature. So until this is fully heated up, this fuel is probably going to go down quite quick. So I'll have to keep a close eye on it, and when these are at full temperature, I can find out if my fuel situation's enough. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it should be. Okay, I reckon I've got enough time to show you one more thing, which is what I was talking about in my little bit earlier, the compressor, which I need to show you. It's IC2, so it runs off a different power system, and you need to build a generator and the compressor itself. I'm just going to quickly show you those using the NEI item lookup, because it's a lot easier. So, to build the generator, which can be a bit of a pain to find, because when you type in generator, you get all the stuff that can be burnt in a generator as well. But here on page... Where is it? Oh, it's on page 1. I went straight past it. Here it is, the generator. It's quite simple. There's 2 ways of doing it. You can either build the machine block, which is the donut shape of refined iron, and a furnace, or you can make an iron furnace, which is just a normal furnace with a bit of iron around it, or surrounded by iron. If you're doing this recipe here, the RE batteries, or the RE batteries, it won't show me the recipe by clicking on these ones, but basically they're made with tin in these 2 slots, tin in these 2, a copper cable at the top, and redstone in these 2, and that will give you the RE battery, which will then be used, or can be used, to make the generator, which is nice and easy to do. It's a good early power system if you don't want to do thermal expansion like I did. I mean, I prefer thermal expansion, but it requires a bit more to get started. This is quite easy, you just build it and then chuck coal in it and away you go. I haven't connected up a battery to this. Normally you connect up a bat box, which is just made using wood, RE batteries, and I think that's about it. Well, I've just did it directly, because all I needed was the compressor for making the MFSU. But the compressor, that's also quite easy to make. It just requires there we go. Another machine block, which is again the donut of iron, or a donut of refined iron. Electronic circuit, which is again nice and easy. We talked to earlier. The 4-ingot recipe there with the 2 electronic circuits output, which is good. And then you just need stone. So stone, machine block, electronic circuit, gives you your compressor, and then to use it you just literally just chuck stuff in there. As long as it's connected up with the copper cable, it'll work. And that's pretty much it. That's nice and easy. And you can also build a few other machines on this, which I will expand my IC2 system later, at a later date. It's not something I'm going to be using a whole lot, because I do like thermal expansion, but I might use some of this for my automation stuff over in the factory, because it's quite nice. I actually quite like working with IC2. It comes out quite well. But there we have it. I think I'm going to make one more thing for fun in this episode before I stop, and that's going to be a little screen just to show me how much power is in my basement power system for this thermal expansion rig. So let's just do that. There's 2 versions of it. I'm going to build the advanced version, which gives you a few extra features which I prefer, so I'm going to use that. So let's have a look at this, if I can remember how to do it. I need to make carbon plates like I did for the MFSU earlier. So it's the same recipe as that, and then they need to go around in this little compressor that I've got all ready to go. So there we go, bung those in there. While they're compressing, I can make some other things. I needed an advanced circuit like I made earlier as well. So that's just that recipe again. So it gives me my advanced circuit. I need a couple of these cables. I need those carbon plates, they're the important bit. They take a while to compress in this compressor. To do this you also need, basically you make a screen, and then you have to make a sensor which you place on the item that you want to record the power from. So to make the sensor, I think it's something like that. So the copper circuit glowstone gives you an EU reader. Then it's, I've got to look it up because I can't remember. It's just, just that to give you the frequency thing, and a spare cable. So then it's that up there. Frequency transmitter, e-reader, and a piece of paper gives you an NG sensor kit, and I can use that to grab a sensor card for the item that I want to record the power from, which I'll do in a second. To make the screen itself, I think it's like that. There you go, yeah. So glass panes, cables, die, advanced circuit, and the carbon plates gives you an advanced screen, or advanced information panel. I'm going to put this up here on this wall. Now that's a bit obtrusive, but if you right click on it you can change it around a bit. We can do that to move it so it's really flat panel. We can change the angle of it using these screen bits here. I think I'm going to have it come out slightly and angle down a bit like so. There we go, and you can change the colours as well. I'm going to have the screen colour with red text, just because I can. And with this sensor card, if I come down here and right click on my cube, I'll get a sensor card that belongs to this cube now, or this redstone energy cell. And if I take this up to my new screen, place it in there, it's my redstone energy cell, RSEC. I don't care fill percentage or how much is free, I just want to know how much is in it. That's pretty much it. And then you click this button here and that turns it on. Apparently it's out of range even though it's downstairs. So the problem I've got there is there to there. I need to make a range extender for this as well then. I was hoping I wouldn't have to do that. So this is an unexpected extra. Ooh, range upgrade, that's the one. So it's another one of these, so I need more cable. So it's literally a cable and a circuit. I've got one spare cable. I need 2 extra cables as well, so I'm going to have to make another batch of copper cable, which I've got enough for, which is fine. So copper cable, I need to do that to get the transmitter, then that gives me a range upgrade. Now if I put this in here, there we go. It's big enough now, it's got enough range to pick it up. It's not very good the way it's set up, it's tiny screen. I might as well put all of these on, just to give you an idea. There you go, so that tells me exactly how much power is in my redstone energy cell downstairs. But that's it, that's pretty much all I've got time for today. So I want to say thank you for watching. If you enjoy the video, please drop me a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. Leave me a comment. I look forward to reading comments. You can catch me on Twitter as well, and I post up on there whenever there's a video, or to be honest, it automatically posts up on there whenever there's a video, so you wouldn't miss anything. So yeah, I look forward to hearing from you. See ya!